Hello everybody, welcome to the bad side of the internet. My name is Friday and today I'm going to be reviewing Wynonna Earp Season 3, Episode 7, which I think was called Fall to Pieces? We Fall to Pieces? I can never remember the name of the episodes, which makes me feel like a fake fan, but I swear I'm not. Okay, so this was a Wynhot episode. We knew it was going to be a Wynhot episode from the promos and from the fact that number 7 is always a Wynhot episode. But I think this was it was a bit more than we've been given when it comes to their relationship, and especially because they're growing, we got to grow with them, which was really, really, really nice, and they still made it fun, which, I know, I thought that maybe when they were like, oh yeah, like they're going to get drunk, I was like, okay, we've done Drunk Nicole, maybe this is going to get a bit tired, but it didn't. It was still good. They still had a completely, different side to it, which you'd think that there would be only one side to drunk characters, but apparently not. And no one has mentioned the fact that Nicole technically won that. She won a drinking game against a revenant. Wynonna didn't even try. And if Wynonna could technically outdrink Nicole, doesn't that mean that Wynonna technically would have won anyway? So why didn't she just drink? Because that would be... I still want to see them... I want to see them drunk together, because so far it's always been Wynonna drunk, Nicole sober, or Nicole very, very, very drunk, and Wynonna sober. I'm like, can't we just have them both drunk? Oh my god, Waverly would lose her shit. She'd just be like, please stop touching things. Please sit down. I need a babysitter. It would be beautiful. So we need that. So Emily put that on the list. That's on the list of things that we need. What else? I have a list because I watched the episode and I was just like, need the things. I'm sort of interested that they finally sort of put in a homophobic character. Not like she's a lasting character. Because they did champion the first season. And that was sort of a tiny little blip. She wasn't he wasn't a big part of, because we didn't know he was a homophobe until that scene at the ball, and then you're like, okay, and that was just a little blip, and they've never had a really homophobic character since. But Bunny was just awful, and I was worried that it was gonna I thought it was great. I was worried that the fans were gonna be like, no homophobic characters, but they weren't. It's realistic. And apparently no one's taken it that way. I watched lots of reaction videos and everyone's just been like, oh my god, she's such a bitch. And that was the perfect reaction. And so they've obviously just played it. She's so ridiculous. If they'd made it a bit too realistic, I think it would have been a little bit more ow, but she was just so ridiculous that I think no one could get mad at that. It's just she's just so awful that it's like an Umbridge character, she's just so bad. But yeah, I found that interesting because they haven't really had that many sort of homophobic or bigoted characters, so I think she was really interesting, and she was just fucking hilarious too, just that playoff, and Wynonna being like, yeah, she likes me, I don't want you to like me, oh no, someone likes me, it's not no, I don't want to be sheriff, but also she thinks I could be sheriff. I sort of really want to see all the bloopers though, because the one scene that we saw from behind the scenes where Kat just can't hold it together. Imagine trying to work with Melanie when you're trying to be drunk and trying to be mad and trying to try all those emotions, and she's just can't make words come out of my mouth right now, It would be beautiful. I want to see all the bloopers. Well, we haven't really gotten bloopers. We get lots of extra footage and stuff, but I've never gotten seen many bloopers for stuff. I have the DVDs and they don't have bloopers on them, and I'm like, guys, those gag reels would be hilarious. I wonder if they just don't do them because they're too long. I bet they'd be way, way long. Okay, what else? I really, 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 really have a problem with my life at the moment because I don't ship it, okay? I'm not going to say that I ship it because I don't ship it. It's not going to disrupt my hierarchy of Wayhot being the most important thing in the world. But also, Wynhot, or Why Not, as some people are calling it, is not a bad ship. It's not. I'm if Waverly didn't exist, I'd be on that ship, It was just, when she said, like, I kind of love you too, I was just like, oh no, I don't ship it. I don't ship it. Make stop. I don't want to look at it anymore. And they kept complimenting each other. And it's good though. Like, it's really, really good, especially for queer audiences, I reckon, to see, like, yes, look at this queer character in a very healthy, good queer relationship. And they have a really loving sex, all that stuff, all the good things. And then having, look, this is a platonic relationship and I can treat you the same way, but it doesn't mean the same thing. And my queer ass can't handle it, of course, so I have to be like, no, they have to get together now. But they're not going to. Even though Wynonna is real, they're not going to. Maybe if, that's why people keep talking about like a body swap episode next season, and I'm like, yes, imagine that though, like, when Nona's like, when Nicole's in Wynonna's body, and Wynonna's like getting turned on by Waverly and being like, no, this is so wrong. This is, nope, I can't handle this. Let's do that. That would be nice. Or like Waverly and Wynonna swap bodies. I'm just like on a Lost Girl thing right now. This is something that totally would have happened in Lost Girl, because in Lost Girl they were like, yeah, let's make everybody kiss all the time. I'm also glad that on the other side of having Wynonna and Nicole hanging out and fighting stuff together, they also had it's not like an odd coupling because they totally get along, but all the Jeremy and Waverly stuff, I was so happy that they got a good scene together, a whole episode of like research and things, because like Dominique always says that like Jeremy is like last season Waverly, you know, like he's the new bubbly sort of doesn't know much but really happy and research heavy and smart, and she like used to be like that and she's sort of gotten more into the action and everything now, but it's really good to see them interacting together, because that's of course like they would totally mesh so well, and it's good to see them meshing very well. I was very happy with it, especially with the gnome wife. I'm just like, where do they get this stuff? Like, I'm glad that they finally did like a filler episode, a fun little like, and that's the problem though, is that it was like a fun filler episode, and then they dropped that friggin' last scene on us. Like, I knew it wasn't gonna go well when Doc told her, but you know, they dropped it on us like really heavy, and I'm not gonna say that I cried a lot, but I cried a bit, and I don't usually cry when I watch television. I'm usually like, that is an extra special world over there, nothing to do with me, but I cried because it was just Melanie, in other words. Melanie's acting is so good that it just hurts my soul. But yeah, I was sort of hoping they weren't going to drop that scene on us, but I sort of thought that they might, especially since all that stuff with Mama Earp was happening at the same time, which I think was a waste of time. I don't care about it at all. Like, I knew she was going to leave, because otherwise how are they going to have her popping in and out all the way through the season? But having this, oh yes, I'm just going to take off and leave my kids, and, you know, I would just got them back after 20 years, but whatever, I'm going to go and find my... I don't know, I want to say, like, love of her life, or something like that, but I don't even think it's that, like, they haven't put it in those sort of words, so it just seems... Like, I want him to be, like, her soulmate or her love of her life or something like that she's, like, that dedicated to, yeah, I'm going to leave my kids and go out there and try and find this guy. But they've never put it in those words. No, the writers have never said anything like that. She just sort of said, oh, yes, he was everything that Earp was, like, that Wyatt wasn't, and all that stuff. So, I don't know. I just think it's a bit... I don't know. I get that it must have been really hard for the writers to find a way to get rid of her, because they wouldn't have been able to write her in all the time. They can't just be like, oh yes, she's always in the other room. But still, I was just like yeah. I was just annoyed because we could have been having more fun Winhot stuff. Instead, it was like, yes, let's watch Mama Earp be a bitch. She's a bit of a bitch. Like some people like her, but I'm not quite on that horse yet. I'm just not there for it. Especially because she was like all sort of stuffed up and like I know that she's like was insane and in a mental institution and all these bad things are happening, and then it was all of a sudden, actually no, I'm actually just normal and there's just a demon in me, so whatever, I'm actually not that bad, and it's actually she is sort of bad, she's sort of like not a nice person. And then yeah, she left and made Doc help her, even though he obviously didn't really think she should leave. It was weird. I don't know. Not my cup of tea, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry I'm moving around so much like this. I don't know why. My leg is also itchy, so that's what I'm doing with this. And last but not least, Nedley making me cry. God damn it, Nedley. I can't even talk about it. Like, I can, and I'm going to, because that's the point of the video, but I still think, though, that, like, he found her in a canoe. It's like, yeah, because she found her way into the canoe and got away from everything and everything. When that thing literally moves from person to person so fast that it just, like, kills everyone. It's like, no way. Something saved her. And I bet it was Julian. And I bet it was because... I don't know. I don't know why yet. But I have theories in the back of my brain that it's got to be something to do with soulmates. Because everyone knows that they're soulmates. There's got to be a reason. I don't know what it is, but there's a reason. But it's really good. What was with that photo, though? That photo looked nothing like Nicole. Like a really brunette, wider-faced, or she just didn't look like her. She didn't look like anything like it. It was just like, oh, that's a child. I'm like, yes, that's a child that doesn't look anything like Nicole. But whatever. I suppose they didn't really put that much effort into the extras for that one or something. The little Nedley, though, did look like a little Nedley. I was sort of shocked at how similar. I could totally see him growing up into Nedley. He had a lot of good lines in this episode as well. I do like the fact that we found out that it was unscripted for Melanie to say, "Are you looking at my ass?" To be like, "No, I am not." And he wasn't even, which I was very proud. I do really love his character arc over the 3 seasons. Because, like, the first time we meet him, it's literally like, get fucked Nedley. She's like, no, you're an asshole. And he is. He's like, why did you even come back? You get out of my town. You cause nothing but trouble. Yeah. But now it's sort of like he's a big part of the family. I don't know. It's if it hadn't been 3 seasons worth of arc there, I probably would have said that was a bit much. But it has been 3 seasons. As when you break it down, like the jump from season 1 to season 2 might have been a bit far. Like, they started with, oh yes, he doesn't like the Earps at all and hates their guts, to all of a sudden, looking back, he actually really, really liked their mother and wanted to save Waverly and keep her safe, and and knew about all the stuff, like knew about the curse and everything, and knew about demons, but didn't care and just hated Wynonna because she was a troublemaker anyway. You know, it seems a bit outlandish. So I think, yeah, like, I get that the writers probably hadn't thought about that yet. But, you know. Yeah, that's what I think about this episode. Pretty much. Is just a lot of shit keeps happening in these episodes. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like there's just too much just, like, jam-packed. It's just like, oh yeah, even the fun, happy episode was just like, oh yeah, and by the way, Doc's a vampire, and, like, he's never going to be able to be in the house ever again, and, like, she doesn't trust him anymore, and all of a sudden Mama Earp's gone and Waverly's crying, and even all, like, the funny stuff between Nicole and Wynonna was very, haha, you survived a massacre, and haha, you're cursed, and haha, we have to deal with all this bad luck, and, like, it just keeps hurting them in, like, the worst ways, and the fact that, it was haha homophobia. Like, lots of other shows would probably be like, their haha episode would have none of these big crucial themes to it. The fact that their haha is like, oh yeah, by the way, Nicole's finally might be sheriff, but actually you have to get past this big friggin' mega box of a homophobe to finally get there. You know, it's just lots of big pillar themes in a fun episode, you know? Like, I'm used to Buffy fun episodes, which is sort of like, haha, you know, like, ta-da, like, someone got slipped a drink, and now they're having a dream about such and such, and, oh, okay, cool, and, like, when they wake up, or the end of the episode, literally that whole episode could have not happened in the plot, and it wouldn't have mattered. But this, like, the way that Wynonna Earp does it is so well done, because, yeah, they're necessary to the plot. They're plot device episodes, even if they're fun episodes, which I'm so here for. Yes, I'm very excited. I'm about to go and, like, I'm binge watching these because our internet has been so bad in Australia. So I'm going to go watch the next one and film another video. So I'm on it. Stay cool.